Hignet's corner, beyond Bent. Janssen! And Blackburn Rovers are 18 minutes away from a Premiership return.
As far as Stewart, just outside the penalty area, clips it central for David Dunn. David Dunn equalises. It just had to be. Dax corner and it goes. Glance towards goal, and Rovers have taken the lead. And Charlie Mulgrew has scored his 14th of the season. It may well be the goal that sends Rovers back into the championship.
Hello Rovers fans and welcome to another edition of On the Other Side, live with me, Ryan Hildred from Rovers Chat. It's the championship, the games come thick and fast, and it's on to our first midweek league game of the season away at Nottingham Forest tomorrow evening at the City Ground. And I'm delighted to be joined once again by Mr. Door from the Door on Tour YouTube channel. How are you doing, mate?
I'm not too bad. Thank you for having me on. Ryan. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. And you were a veteran of the show last season, so it's good to have you back, mate.
Veteran? Bloody hell. I'm not that old. I'm still young.
Well, I keep telling myself that as well. And I've seen footballers born in the year 2003, and it's just like, ugh. So there we go. But no, good to have you back, mate. And Rovers fans, as usual, we say to you, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our channel. Please turn on all notifications using that bell icon. And please give this video a like and all of our other videos a like across the Rovers Chat platform. They are coming at you thick and fast at the moment, particularly as we made a signing. So look out for some of those videos from the likes of Ollie, Walker, Peel and others. We've got Super Chat available as we always do, but as we always say on the channel, we are sponsored by Blue Rose Capital and we are sponsored by sixyardsout.com as well. Thank you to their very, very kind sponsorship this season. So, Mr. Door, let's make a start on this video then. We were just chatting, weren't we, about Nottingham Forest start to the season, and that's where I want to start the video actually, because obviously, it didn't quite go to plan for Nottingham Forest last season. It was a 17th place finish. You'd obviously finished the previous season really strongly under Sabri Limouchi, and I think that hopes were quite high going into last season. Didn't quite go to plan. You brought in Houghton, and I think maybe he was given a bit of time to get his feet under the table and things, and obviously get his own ideas across. You've obviously started the season with 2 defeats on the spin. So how are the fans feeling now that Houghton's kind of had that kind of 3/4 of a season and it's now really his first full season?
Like I said, it ended in a bad note last season. Finished in 17th. Things have been happening behind the scenes with new transfer policy. We've got a new CEO from Barnsley, new recruitment, all that. It's a better one because our last CEO forgot his name now. That's how boring he is. But yeah, we've got new backroom staff and all that. But yeah, he's brought in 3 players so far. He's brought a goalkeeper for backup, a right back. Forgot the right back's name now, from Arsenal, and as well we've got a Zinganina from Watford. But it's been a bad start for us for the first 2 games in the league. Houghton's he's under pressure, and on social media, for Forest fans are not happy with I don't know, his tactics. His tactics have not been great, especially his substitutions. Like the Coventry game, like can we blame pre-season with the COVID? I think we can a little bit, but his tactics have not been great, and Forest fans are not happy at all. With myself, it's only 2 games, but he needs to deliver this season because, as you know, we want to go back to the Premiership. It's been 23 years now, and Houghton he's under pressure to deliver, and the first 2 games they've not been great, especially on Saturday. We played against 10 men for the last 30 minutes, and we could have played extra 90 minutes and still would have lost the game. But the first 2 games have not been great.
Yeah, and it's interesting the reaction that I've seen about Chris Hughton on Twitter, and obviously just hearing you talk there, because I'll just bring up a little thing here. So I saw this, I can't remember where I saw it, and Dan's put together the graphic for me here. So Brighton and Newcastle in particular, you know, he took over 2014 at Brighton, and then within the next season, he'd taken them up as champions. And then the same at Newcastle, took over the season before and then had them up. So he's into that territory now with Forest, where he's taken over the year before. And, you know, this in theory should be a season where he does better. So what is the feeling amongst the fans? Is it about a playoff push for Forest this season, even though you came 17th last season? What is the expectation? Where are Forest fans thinking you should be coming?
Like as you mentioned, like I said, every time he gets to a club and the next season he does good. And all Forest fans, like I said, a top 6 would be fantastic. But we brought in 14 players, and it's been absolutely horrendous. And the players, like we've got experienced player Harry Arter, can't get in the team, and I can't explain. Like it was just awful. And Houghton, he's had pre-season to bring his own players in, but it's hard because, as you know, FFP is a killer for clubs, and we've got to be careful on what players we bring in, because we've been desperate for a left back, but as far as everyone knows, Forest got owner with Makarakis has got loads of money, but we're treading on eggshells of how much the player will cost, and it's I've said this so much time on the podcast. It's frustrating, very frustrating to be positive this season. I think with all Forest fans, it's very frustrating. Like I'm glad to be back to watching games, but it's not been like we played against Bradford in the League Cup and we beat them 2-1, but it's not been good to watch. And I want Houghton to succeed. I don't want to be like get manager change every six months. It's really frustrating, but time will tell.
So thinking about this game, then let's say that Rovers do win tomorrow and it's 3 defeats on the spin. You know, if I just bring up another thing here, you know, this was Forest's start to last season. You know, it was just
unbelievable
the 1 win in the 9 games, and that 1 win was against Rovers at Ewood Park, wasn't it? So not a good start for Forest last season. If Houghton has this type of start this season, you know, is he going to be under pressure, or indeed could you see him being sacked? You know, which would be amazing to think that.
He's under pressure. That's the thing. Like as I just mentioned, we've got a new CEO in Dane Murphy. He's been successful with Barnsley, and he's a person that he likes a young side in a young manager. As you know, Barnsley had is it Ismail? The guy's gone to West Brom.
Valerian Ismail, yeah.
Yeah, Valerian Ismail, he's gone to, and he's young, and to be fair, he's done successful. And I think with Houghton's is getting old, and like I said, I'm not a kind of person that wants a manager to get sacked. I want Houghton to do well, but this game tomorrow, if Forest lose tomorrow, he's in massive pressure, and we've got Blackburn, we've got Stoke on Saturday, and we've got our rivals next week. So he needs 3 points. Like I would have took a point on Saturday against Bournemouth, because Bournemouth are a good side, but we need 3 points. I don't care if like Blackburn have not great, are they? But we need 3 points, and that's what we need. We need 3 points to get that confidence going, because he's in trouble, and social media will go for him as usual. Yeah.
So Rovers fans, you've heard it there. You know, Chris Hughton under a bit of pressure going into this Rovers game. So, Mr. Dorr, you know, just with that in mind, then, you know, as you pointed out, Bournemouth is a tough barometer to to kind of test Forest against. You know, they've still got Premier League class players, and they are absolutely pushing for promotion this season. Obviously, the thing that you always do is sell out your ground. So are you expecting a really good atmosphere tomorrow, getting behind the team, making it difficult for Rovers in that bid to get that first win? And failing that, could you see Houghton just keeping it tight and just not losing the game even, just so that you get that first point on the board? You know, how are you seeing Forest approach this game tomorrow?
It's going to be a full house again at Forest. The problem with Chris Houghton, right, like, he did it against Coventry. If Houghton does the same thing against Blackburn, try and dig out a 1-0 win, like he did a 1-0 win against you lot at Oval Park, he can't. He can't. He needs to score at least 2 to win the game, because winning 1-0, like I mentioned, let me mention the coach game. Like, we're winning 1-0, and our bench is not that strong, and defensive, like, we were struggling to what players to bring in off the bench, and it wasn't great. And when coach scored in the 97th minute, I said on my vlog, they're going to score, and they did. So if Houghton is going to plan to win 1-0, I don't know what I don't know what to say. Like, he can't. He needs to change his tactics, because if his mind frame is going, oh, a 1-0 win, just like, I'll take a 1-0 win, but it's trouble, because whoever we play, they're going for a weakness, because, like, our left back, we're playing our new right back at left back, and don't get me wrong, he played great, and Jordan Gabriel, he's played right back, and he wasn't great on Saturday as well. So it's going to be tight. Like I said, I'll take 1-0, but Houghton, he needs to change his style if he wants to succeed in his job and with Forest.
Yeah. Well, we've spoken a lot about the manager there, Mr. Dorr. Let's talk about the players. You know, despite the 2 defeats that you've had, you know, who has stood out from a Forest perspective, and who should we be looking out for tomorrow night? Who's going to hurt Rovers?
Well, that's a tough question, but it is really tough. Because I can mention Brennan Johnson. Like, the game against Coventry, like I said, he did fantastic well for Lincoln last season, and he wasn't too bad. He was quiet on Saturday. He didn't really play well, but he's a player that if he's got the ball, he'll do good. Joe Lolle, he's not. He's been okay, but his set pieces have not been great. Who else can I mention? Lyle Taylor as well. That connection with Taylor and Johnson is great, but I'll say Johnson. He's the player that Blackburn has got to watch, because, like I said, he can play that number 10 role. He can play as a winger, and he can play as a number 9 as well. So that's the player that Blackburn have got to be wary. But as well, we've got Alex Myton as well, another youngster.
Scored against Rovers last season as well.
Yeah, he did. So it is. I'll say Johnson. Brendan Johnson is the player that you've got to watch.
So let's move on to your predicted 11 then, Mr. Dorr. As Rovers fans know, we always ask you, all the fans, to do a predicted 11. So you've gone with this as a 4-2-3-1 for Forest. Is that the formation that Chris Houghton has been playing so far this season?
Yep, that's the thing. Like, with Samba in goal, with Gabriel, he was on loan at Blackburn last season, and he's given his chance, but he's not. I'm not going to go for Jordan Gabriel's neck, because he needs to get used to this league. We've got the new right back who's playing left back, OC Tutu. He was on loan at Cardiff last season, but he was injured. I've said Colback and Yates, because Houghton's been playing them two, and the problem is with them two, like, they're both. It's Ryan Yates. Like, I like Ryan Yates. Forest fans might disagree with me, but I like Yates, and with Colback next to him, it is a problem. But I don't see no one else that can play with him. We've got a few other youngsters as well in Foray, who played well against Bradford. He's not too bad, but I think Yates and Colback. I've gone for Myton, Carvalho, and Johnson, because I think with Joe Lolly, as I explained, I don't think he's been playing. He's been great for us. So I think Maddison might come in, and I was thinking about grabbing old Taylor, but I personally think Grabban will be back. I prefer Taylor, but I 100% think Grabban will be back after. But he came off the bench, Grabban, on Saturday, and he played. He came off. To be fair, he was all right. He had a goal disallowed for being offside, but he done not too bad for us.
Looks an interesting side, that one, as I look at it. You know, Samba, I think, is one of the best goalkeepers in the Championship.
Laid back goalkeeper. Like, laid back.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's a cracking goalkeeper. The defence looks like it can be got at a little bit. In Yates and Colback, you know, you've got two really steady centre mids there. And then, as you say, a mix of youth in behind Lewis Grabban. So, you know, with that in mind, you know, a mixture of youth and experience, you know, where are Rovers going to be able to hurt you tomorrow? What's our game plan to beat Forest?
The game back is the wingers. Like I said, mentioned Jordan Gabriel and Tutu. The opposite. I've been going for them. And I'm sad. I don't want to go for Jordan Gabriel. Like, I feel sorry for him because he's been linked to move away. And so that might be on his mind as well. So, I think as well with Tutu, OC Tutu, he's not a left, he's a right back, but he's been playing left back, so that could be a danger with Forest. But as well with Figueiredo as well, not much pre-season as well. So I think defense is definitely going to be is the weakness of Forest. But time will tell. Like, then we need to stop getting points. That's the name of the game. So, and especially we need to score more than one goal tomorrow if we need to win.
So if we just bring everything together a little bit, obviously you've mentioned that Chris Hughton's under a bit of pressure. You need those first points on the board. You've mentioned FFP and some of the restrictions that you might have in bringing other players in. Would you go as far as saying that already for Forest, this is, you know, a really important game, and actually what you plan to do this season, whether it's playoffs or whatever, really hinges quite a lot on this game, which seems quite strange to say just 3 games in, but just strikes me that if you were to win tomorrow, then maybe Forest fans are thinking, right, actually season starts now, let's go for the playoffs. If you lose, obviously then you start getting the niggling doubts about Houghton. So does it have that feel of importance for Forest tomorrow?
5%, because like Houghton, he needs to win. He needs to get that trust back from Forest fans, because these 2 performances that we had, it's not been great, and that's being honest. It's not been great, and if we lose tomorrow, it's Houghton's in trouble. He's in big trouble, and like I said, I think about too much of his history that he's done with his past clubs. That's my problem, and every season it's different, and people are gonna clock Houghton's style. I've read a report on Houghton when he was at Brighton, like he was a 1-0 man, and the reason Brighton sacked him because of his boring football. And the thing about Houghton, right, he's one of them managers. Like he reminds me of a Sam Allardyce, a Neil Warnock. Like every opposite fan hates a 1-0 win person, and I think he's trying to do that with Forest, and it's not working. It's not working. And like tomorrow is a massive game, and if we lose, then it's gonna break loose as well.
So let's just remove Houghton out of the equation. The result tomorrow. What is the hope for Forest fans this season? Is it playoffs? Is that a realistic expectation, or do you think you've just not got enough? You know, what is the expectation? Playoffs. My
expectation is, I said it again. The squad that we've got now, not good enough for playoffs.
Yeah,
we weren't getting the playoffs. I don't think we're good enough. We need that before the transfer window finishes. We need at least 2 or 3 players, and that could be loans, because I'm always, like I said, I'm always a positive guy, Ryan. I'm a positive guy, and I want Forest to get playoffs, but we're not good enough, and that's me being honest. And like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Like I'm trying to, Forest fans, I'm trying to be positive. Like I'm trying to be positive, but I can't. we need a win to lift Forest fans. That's what it is.
Yeah.
To get Forest fans, we need that little lift. And tomorrow's just a massive game.
And do you know what? Football is a funny old game because Rovers have had a good start to the season. We've won one, drawn one. Actually, if we were in the Forest fans' positions, we'd all be calling for Mowbray's head now. There'd be loads of pressure on the side. And if Forest had won the 2 games, maybe you wouldn't be thinking that. So it is a really funny old game, football. And what you've said about not being good enough for the playoffs and needing some more players, a lot of clubs are in that bracket, aren't they? Particularly as the Premier League clubs are coming down stronger and stronger. So there we go. But before we come on to the predictions, I am going to put a smile on your face, I promise. So we have to talk about man of the moment, Diaz. Mr.
Dude.
Diaz, Brereton Diaz, obviously the big money signing from Nottingham Forest. I think Forest fans have happily watched him not perform for Rovers in the last few seasons. And
that's the best bit. That's the best bit about it. He hasn't performed. But he can perform for Chile, though. He can perform for Chile, though.
So on a serious note, what do you make of this whole story with him going to Chile and obviously finding his feet and confidence? Deep down, are you actually secretly happy? Like, are you happy for him, or what's the thoughts in the Forest fan base?
Right, all I see is him. Is it a Pepsi advert that he's on? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Him, like the word, like someone mentions to me Ben Diaz. I went, who's Ben Diaz? And I'm thinking like Ben Brereton, for freak's sake, man. I'm like, and the worst thing about it, like when every time he plays against Forest, he doesn't play well, does he? And,
Not really.
And now his name's Diaz. Watch him score a hat-trick tomorrow. Like, this is the thing. I think I've got a gut feeling that he'll do something tomorrow. Like he'll score a goal, 1-0 win, and celebrate with Diaz. I don't know. I'm worried. Diaz. Can't Diaz score? No, not happening.
Well, Rickon's on your wavelength there. Diaz hat-trick against his old club. There you go.
Not happening. It's not happening. If he does.
And Steven Diaz, there you go. So I like it that you've got a reason to feel nervous about Diaz coming back to the City Ground. And I tell you, he is full of confidence at the moment. And that time with Chile has done him wonders. And to be fair to him, actually, he was playing well for Rovers during the pandemic football before he got an injury last season. But it's really good to see. And obviously, we're hoping that
he's not scoring. If he scores, I'm going mad. That's all I got to say. I'm going mad.
Oh dear. So there we go. We've reached a part of the show where we're going to ask for the score predictions and how you think the game's going to go. So Rovers fans need to pile into the comments. You've heard from Mr. Dorr there about 2 things. One, the Forest fans are feeling quite negative at the moment around Chris Hughton and the start to the season they've had. And secondly, they are absolutely bricking it about Diaz coming to the City Ground and scoring. So let us know what your score predictions are. So
if I see any Blackburn fans saying Diaz score, I'm getting off.
So come on then, put your money where your mouth is. Are you going to do the business against Rovers tomorrow? Is it going to be the first win of the season, the first point of the season? What type of game are you expecting?
Well, if Blackburn's start good, then I know they've got a few good players in. Is it who's your number 10? Buckley. Is it Scott?
Dolan.
Dolan, that's it. Dolan.
Dolan.
Yeah, Tyrese Dolan. He's a decent player. Like Brereton as well. You got a few good players for Blackburn. My prediction. I don't. I'm trying to be positive as I can. My head says Blackburn win 2-1.
Ooh.
That's me being honest, 2-1 Blackburn, and my heart says 2-1 Forest.
Okay, there you go.
2-1 Forest. So 2-1. I'm saying no. I'm being positive. I'm sick of time being negative. I'm going for it. 2-1 Forest. I'm going for one result. 2-1 Forest. I'm saying it.
You go 2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest.
I think Forest are going to be well up for it tomorrow, and Rovers are always the side that obliges against clubs. But I tell you, I'm going hard with this one. It's going to be Diaz. It's going to be in front of the away fans. He's going to do it. Diaz is coming back to the City Ground. He's going to haunt you. I'm going to say 1-0 Diaz.
Oh, no. That is not happening. No. That will hunt me
I'm
down.
calling it 1-0 Rovers. Diaz, I'm having it. I'm going hard.
Oh, no.
So we've had some predictions in already. Rovers fans will be ending this stream very shortly. So get your predictions in if you haven't. Kevin came in really early because he's gone to darts tonight. He's gone a 2-1 Rovers. He thinks it'll be a tight game, but chance of 3 points. David, 2-1 Rovers. Rickin, are you sticking with 4-0? We're probably going to thrash you 4-0. Alexander, 2-1 Rovers. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. Oh, Joe from our channel, is it? We battered Forest at home last year, but couldn't come away with anything. We've had even more firepower then. About the final product, which we don't have. I can see us losing this 1-0.
Roland, Joe.
I plan to beat Rovers 1-0, so nearly worked for Millwall and can work for Forest. David 2-1, Michael 3-0. There's lots of optimism in this Rovers fan base. Mark 1-1. Rick, hopefully see you at the game tomorrow, Rick. 2-1 Rovers for his first trip to the City Ground. Diaz last-minute winner after going 1-0 down.
Not happening. That would
love it. And Mr. Concept 3-0 Rovers. So I've got to say that I think is the most optimistic Rovers fan base of the season on this show, Mr. Dawes. So
bloody hell. Don't when you come on my channel, it's gonna be negative. So just be wary. Just be wary.
Well, there we go. But we'll end it there. Yeah, you've heard from Mr. Daw, Rovers fans. Forest fans are feeling just a little bit jaded at the start of this season. They were hoping for a little bit more from Chris Hughton, hoping for a little bit more cheer, certainly to start the season, and a bit of early season pressure for Chris Hughton going into this game. So maybe that'll fire up the Forest players. Maybe it'll fire up the Forest fans. It'll certainly be a difficult game for Rovers with that full house at the City Ground, as there always is. But yeah, I fancy my man Diaz to get the last-minute winner or something along those lines. Let's have it. But I'll be there at the game, so if you're there, come and say hello, Mr. Daw. I'll hopefully say hello to you.
I'll be there as well. So if any Blackburn fans want to get my vlog, then just come on my vlog, people. It's good to have an opposite opinion on how the game is. So I'll be there. I might walk around the Blackburn area. So
yeah, come and find us.
I'll find you somewhere.
But if you are at the game tomorrow, Rovers fans, enjoy it. If you're not, obviously Rovers Chat will have all things covered with watch-alongs and all the pre-match content that we've got as well. So come and join us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please give this video a big like, and please turn on all notifications using the bell icon. Mr. Daw, I will be on your show very shortly. Thank you for joining us on the other side tonight. Thank you
for having me on. And Blackburn fans, if you want to come on my channel, please come over to my channel and have your input about tomorrow's game as well. My name's Daw on Tour.
On YouTube, Mr. Daw on Tour, isn't it?
It's Daw on Tour. It's the link as well. So yeah, Daw on Tour. Feel free to come on my channel and have your little say.
Yeah, 9 o'clock start. So we'll be.
Listen, and I don't want no Diaz comments. No Diaz comments. If you do, you get blocked.
Oh, love it. Love that. But yeah, we'll see you soon, Rovers fans. Mr. Daw, I'll see you soon. Enjoy the game, everyone. I'll leave you with a message from 6yardsout.com. See you.
Come on!
The Rovers Chat YouTube channel is proudly sponsored by 6yardsout.com. They've got retro football from every era with mugs, phone cases and much more. They also have plenty of Rovers goods, including apparel with the famous 94-95 season and this season's kit. Check them out using the link in the description below.